Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to go ahead and showcase my code and then run through the program really quickly on my C++ operating system simulator. So here's the code on my GitHub. It's all in C++. Here's all the files that we're going to include. Here's all the global variables. Right down here is the date. We want to actually set the date to be the current date for the month, the day, and the year. Here's our regular expression. So for this homework assignment, yeah, it was a homework assignment for school. You just want to pass in a string and then have a comma in between the strings or just have empty space. Nothing else. You can't have multiple commas in there. So it's going to check that. That's our regular expression for it. Um, here's all the commands that are available for us for our first assignment, for our first parameter, and it must match one of these at least. So we're going to loop through the entire strings that have been passed to our program. We're going to concatenate it. So we're just going to add it to this empty string up here. And then we're just going to keep adding that for as long as there's parameters in our argc variable. And then right down here, we're going to see if it's a match for our regular expression. We're going to pass it in through there. Then we're going to keep track of how many commas there are, because if there are 2 commas in a row, we're going to make sure that's invalid input. So we're going to say that for the user. We just want 1 at the most in between strings. And we're going to parse it, and then we're going to make sure that there's a comma present. We're going to find a substring, and we're going to have that space there because we want to check the command up until that space and see if it is one of our predefined commands. Then we're going to go through here. It's I is less than 14 because it's going to loop through the entire commands array. And then we're going to see if it is one of the predefined. We're going to check if it is because it's going to be commands I. It's going to go through each one of these. See if it is one of those. If it is, then we're going to have this as our check, our checked string. If it's not, then we're going to have this. It's not one of the predefined. We're just going to display that on the screen. So this is what we actually display. We're going to display my initials, MHG, CLI, and then the date. And then we're going to have the legal commands, what they are. Then we're going to see how many strings were passed to the array, to the program, excuse me. So we're going to have the comma plus 1. So we're going to have this display for, so the next string is, and then it's going to actually have the string that's been passed. And then the new string is that command that has been passed. So this is only going to run one time because flag will be false only one time. It's going to display check, which will be either this or this. So it's going to print that out to the screen. If it is one of the predefined, it's going to display this. If it's not, it's going to display that. And then we're going to do a system call on that string. So we're just going to system call that, and then we're always going to system call the print working directory. If all of this fails, we're just going to say illegal input. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase this really quickly. So if we do an ls, it's going to be my program. So we can do my program and then print working directory. I'm going to have my initials, the date, all illegal commands. The next string is print working directory. It is one of the predefined because it is one of these in here. So it's going to print it out. I'm just going to do something. If I just do this, it's going to say illegal input because there's actually no strings that's been passed. If I do something like this, my program, print working directory, comma, then another comma, then change directory, it's going to be illegal input because there's 2 commas, there's nothing in between. So I'm actually going to go ahead and show my current directory. And I'm just going to make a new directory really quickly in here. So I can say make directory homework maybe. And then you can have any spaces, any amount of spaces as you want, comma. Then I'm going to make a new file. So touch new file. You see over here, it's going to make those 2 files. So the directory and then the new file. So yeah, that's basically about it. That's my program. Thank you so much. Bye.